Hey everybody, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Sarah Ann Bale. Today we're making my favorite maple crisp pecan pie.
I'll bake pie a little, not just a little.
I have my crust already prepared. It's actually resting in my fridge, ready to go. It's the exact same pastry that we made in our pumpkin pie episode. You can click on this link if you want to see it demoed from start to finish. We're gonna start preparing our pecan pie filling. I have a half cup of unbleached cane sugar and a half teaspoon of sea salt in my bowl. Gonna give it a little whisk and get everything prepared. I'm gonna add just a couple tablespoons of melted butter. You want this at room temperature because we're gonna have eggs. If you have hot butter with cold eggs, you're gonna get scrambled eggs, and that is not what we want in our pie. I have 1 cup of dark corn syrup. This is not high fructose corn syrup. This is not a genetically modified, messed up in a lab piece of food. This is 100% sugar that came from corn. There's no need to demonize fats, carbs, whatever. As long as your food is 100% real food, you can enjoy it in moderation. I like to use the dark corn syrup for flavor. You can use a light corn syrup if you want. If you use a light corn syrup, I would use a brown sugar because you want a little bit of richness, just a little bit of molassesy flavor to highlight those pecans. So much viscosity! Sticky, ooey gooey wonderfulness. If you have access to golden syrup where you're at and there's no GMOs in it, you can use golden syrup too. We're gonna add just 1 tablespoon of bourbon. This is purely for flavor. Bourbon is also made from corn, so we're getting that yummy corn flavor throughout our pie as well. I'm gonna add just 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Powerful stuff. The bourbon and the vanilla flavor, that aroma opens my heart. I'm gonna add 4 eggs to help our pie stand up. Eggs are good friends, they give you support. The protein in the eggs is gonna help our pie set up. Just in case you need to, you can use any egg substitute.
You can give your pie the same lift and stability by replacing those eggs with aquafaba.
Our eggs are what's gonna hold our bourbon and sugar and butter all together. Eggs are like diplomats. They help ingredients come together that normally wouldn't want to come together. I have 1.5 cups of pecans. I like to kind of crush them in my hand because I think it's nice to have big chunks and little bitty chunks in your pie. If you want, you can chop them, you can leave them whole, whatever you personally like to do. I'm literally just gonna crush them in my hand before they go in, so we have that good variety of hunks in there. Oh my goodness. This is done. Now that our filling is all prepared, we're gonna fill our crust. I'm gonna grab her out of the fridge. Last night, I prepared my pie crust. This is the exact same pastry recipe we've used in all of our previous episodes. This is actually identical to our pumpkin pie crust, but instead of the pumpkin seeds, we have chopped pecans in here. The nuttiest pecan pie ever. She's nice and chilly, and we're gonna fill our crust. Pecan pie is the blandest color, but has the best flavor. Rich, yummy goodness. I'm gonna bake this at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes. Right now, my crust is very, very cold, which is a good thing because my crust is not going to burn by the time my filling sets up. If you put a crust in the oven at room temperature, make sure to cover the outside of it with tin foil so she doesn't burn before our filling gets nice and jiggly. While our pie is baking in the oven, we're gonna prepare our maple crisp topping. This is so easy, and it's basically an instant candy on our pecans. I'm gonna turn my pan on high. I have 3 tablespoons of real pure maple syrup, 3 tablespoons of butter. I have grass-fed butter. You can do coconut oil or whatever you wanna do. You do want something that's naturally solid at room temperature to help give you a little bit of stability. We're doing a quick praline, and I have 1/3 cup of sugar. You can use a brown sugar, you can use any sugar substitute if you want. I have unbleached cane sugar here. I like the lighter cane sugar because we have the deep, richer maple syrup. Let's give her a stir. We just need all this to melt down. Now that I'm seeing some bubbles, I'm actually gonna turn it all the way to medium-low because we don't need to cook this. We just need it to melt and come together to create that quick candy. For a little bit of flavor, I have a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground Saigon cinnamon. Oh, the flavor. Smells like the best maple candle you've ever smelled. The moment our butter is melted, we're gonna add 1.5 cups of pecans. Yes. And we just need these to be coated. I'm gonna turn this all the way to low, and we just wanna get each and every individual pecan piece completely coated, so it has that maple crisp outside. When we eat our pie, it's gonna have a top that's got a crisp crust, just like a creme brulee, but it's gonna be pecan pie. It's like pecan praline, creme brulee, maple cinnamon, magic pie. If you wanted to omit the topping, you're welcome to, but I promise, this little extra step is what's gonna take your pie over the moon. The maple syrup and the pecans just celebrate each other so well. She's all coated and ready to go, so as soon as our pie is set, we're gonna put it on top. Just so you know, pecans are a great source of both soluble and insoluble fiber. Our pie's been in the oven for about 45 minutes. We're gonna check if she's got that perfect little jiggle. It's not quite cooked all the way through, so please be careful. Now we're going to add our topping. Yes, we have our maple cinnamon candy pecans. Just very gently, and right on top. You want all that extra maple syrup, cinnamon goodness. Gently spread it. If the top of your pie starts to break up a little bit, that's okay, because we're giving it a brand new crust. Now we're gonna pop this back in that same 350-degree oven for about 15 minutes, just until the pie is set and the top is extra crunchy. She's all ready. Now we need to let our pie cool completely. If you have the time to let it come to room temperature, at room temperature, that's your best bet. Give her a couple hours, overnight is even better. If you are in a hurry, you can pop her in the fridge, but I promise, if you let her take her time, you are gonna be grateful. It's time. You can see the crispy topping. It's like pecan pralines on top of our pie. Hear that crunch. Oh my goodness. Piece of crust. Oh. Ah. Oh my goodness. The best part. Whoa. I literally forgot how good this is. I'm so excited for you guys to try it. Oh my gosh. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Let me know what pies you want to see. And I'll see you next week with another diet-free recipe. Wow.